Welcome to the pod. New pod, fresh pod. Old faces, old friends, new pod.
Yeah,
Not a new face yet.
I had a question that I wanted to ask you. Yeah, you look wonderful today, what'd you do differently? You just
I had a photo shoot today. I
don't like the way Cassim talks to Jamie. Like he really creeps her. I can tell by her body language.
Speaking of creeping you out,
what
were you gonna say?
I was like, well, now that we're not sitting next to each other anymore, they can't really read that body language.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you this last week and I forgot. So you said you brought this up on your own. You were like, I want pajama pants, panties. And then you brought up on your own also, I want to model them. And we were so shocked that nothing came after that. Now, the big question is, how does that go down? Like, what do you mean you would model the PJ? Who does this? Like, speaking of photo shoots, who does the photo shoot?
We need answers.
Gabby. Wow. Could you imagine what people would pay for the video of Gabby doing Jamie's pajama pants, panties photo shoot?
I would think Cutter would do it.
Well, I'm going to be in the panties with a hoodie. So it's like a bathing suit.
Are you okay?
Oh.
Okay, hang on a second.
Is that bad?
Are we fucking around here or is this a real?
No, I'll do it.
You swear to God?
I swear to God.
Fucking swear to God, Jamie?
I fucking swear to God. Get me comfy panties.
Good, because we've been on the phone with manufacturers.
I've been on the phone with China all day. I gotta tell you, we got a box full of cheap panties.
I want some made in the USA.
Dude, that is so patriotic.
That's so hot. Yeah, guys are gonna like it even more now.
Damn. We're gonna get middle America right there with that.
Yeah,
I live in middle America now.
Hey, yeah. Texas girl. Everything's bigger in Texas, that ass. Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to SteelSeries for giving me a new pair of headphones. Shout out. You guys rock. You saw that I was wearing cheapies. No. You got to be a gamer. I game the system. Thanks, guys. Moving on.
Do you, I just want to say there have been big changes in my life in the last hour because so here's the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know any of this, by the way.
No one does.
No.
I don't know any of this.
I was on this dating app called Hinge.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Right. And when you're on that dating app, I was just like, I'm like, there's not one good looking woman in all of Los. Like I think I met the only 3 good looking women on there, apparently. Like, I'm like, there's no good looking women. I can't find any. And then I speak to other people who are on it. And like, our boy Cass has been on it. And he's like, no, it's all right. And other people who were like, no, it's good. It's good. I'm like, what the fuck could be going on? So it turns out Cassim, as well as my other friends, are above the 6 foot mark. And what you have to do on this app is you have to put your height in. And then when you say who you're looking for, you put your requirements. So apparently girls don't want short guys. So I don't even get to fucking see these women. And I'm like,
you just realized this?
I kind of had a feeling, but I was like, there's nothing. Well, no, but and listen, like, here's the deal, right? In real life, I'm 5'7", but Sopranos, being a cool guy, it makes me a tall 5'7".
Yep.
Dude, you're running on a whole different algorithm. They've got you on a whole different app, basically.
It's insane. Like I'm on there and I'm like, I don't even see this bad looking people in real life. Like when I walk around and I'm like, how could this app be? And like you pay for the premium.
There should be an option on there that goes like 6 foot, unless he was on one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
I thought you were going to say podcasts.
Oh yeah. Oh, in that case, I'm 6'7".
Yeah. So now I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Because here's the deal, right? You have to put your height, and the requirement for the height is like right away. So I'm like, I'm fucked. But here's the deal, right? I hear about Bumble, and on Bumble, you don't have to put.
Oh, so we're over on Bumble.
Actually, I want
up top
full high five. So I just got on there an hour ago. It's unreal.
Dude, but I told you about Bumble.
Yeah, but
are there the same people that are on Bumble that are on Hinge?
Sometimes there is crossover.
There are crossover.
There's definitely a lot. When I was on there, I would see on both for sure.
Yeah, but this is like the last hour of my life has been like, oh my God, it's a whole new world.
You're on the same algorithm.
You were like,
you're on the same app as every other guy.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, there's so many beautiful women in LA. It's crazy.
Dude, you present like a 5'11" to me.
Yes. Thanks. Agree. I was shocked myself when you just said 5'7". I was like, no, he's not.
Well, that's a lot. I remember like when I was a kid and being measured. I haven't measured myself in a long time, but hey,
think you're
stay
5'7".
tuned
I
for
think
next
you're
week.
I've been telling people I'm 6'1" my whole life, and I've honestly believed it, but I think I'm actually 6 foot. And it's like I feel like I've been living a fucking lie my whole life. I was at dinner with somebody and he was like, "Yeah, hey, how tall are you?" Because we were doing that thing because I just met a whole bunch of people at once for the first time at dinner. And the first thing I do when I meet a whole bunch of people is I go, who's the tallest in the group? It's just like my brain's organizing things. And
Does it feel more alpha to you when they're taller?
There is a very primitive things. When I meet somebody who is taller than me, I immediately I go submit, I put my legs up in the air and I expose my belly to them.
Or if they were on one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
If they were on the greatest TV shows of all time, I bend over for them.
You didn't.
But he was like, "How tall are you?" I'm like, 6'1". I've been saying it my whole life. 6'1", 6'1", 6'1", 6'1". Haven't ever I think the last time I remember measuring myself was in 8th grade in PE class. And everyone had to fucking do the thing to get a test. And then, so ever since then, 6'1", 6'1". And this guy was like, "Nah, man, I'm 6'2". And you feel more like 6 foot to me." And I was like, "Oh man, that it hurt. It hurt me a little bit." And we stood back to back and sure enough, man, the guy's just about 2 inches taller than me. And so what does that mean?
This throws everything off. This throws every ratio. If you've ever filled out any paperwork and they figure your weight to your height, you fucked
My
up.
My driver's
everything.
license is a fucking lie. I'm a different person.
Fake.
I'm basically Jason Bourne. I'm a whole other fucking dude. And I totally identify what Rob's going through right now with the short stuff.
That's what they used to call me.
That's what they used to call him. And now I'm a little fucking shorty. It is really, that's fucked up. That Hinge, by the way, that one was more work, I remember, than Bumble. Bumble's you wake up every day and there's a whole ready to go.
The difference of it would be, I don't even know. I met somebody who was at work and they're like, "Yeah, I'm out in the field, I'm doing a thing." And then they got put on desk duty. And I don't know. It's a whole, I'm like, oh my God, this is what I could have been doing this whole.
Yeah. So you got some nice chats going?
No, this is an hour ago. Shit. Literally an hour ago. I discovered this whole, I opened the door to this whole, it's incredible.
Am I in any of your photos?
No one is in any of my photos.
Oh, what are your photos?
Just me.
It's just one picture?
No, there's a few. I'll show you. Hold on.
Yeah, I want to see. Show me what you're putting out.
Because all the girls generally,
I never got to do a dating app. I'm sorry.
It's pretty fun. And no, I keep cutting you off, but when I got into it, I was like, I felt I want to know how this kind of works. You know? And there's a whole angle and what photos to post. We've talked about this, which ones to put first. Do you put pictures of your friends? Do you show
always with your dog
physical, or do you have any with your shirt?
Saw this on the way here, Cass.
Wow.
It's a hot dude, apparently. And
I tell you, I connected with a trans, but I didn't know until a little bit deeper into the conversation. And then I go, oh, I think I just read your bio and it said you're trans. Hey, you're beautiful. But that's not what I'm looking for. Sorry to waste your time. And then she's like, yeah, okay, cool. It's so it happens. No problem. And that was a really nice interaction.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do I call him a transgender woman? Yes, that's what I will say. Sorry. I still have a lot of bad habits.
I feel if it wasn't for the whole kid thing, you wouldn't have minded.
What kid thing?
You want.
Oh, I want to have kids.
Yeah. You want the person to have your.
Dude, slap a wig on you and I'm almost there.
Oh my God. What was I watching last night? I was watching Real Housewives of New York. And she wanted to get into real estate, and they were saying the
Ramona.
And they were
yes, I saw it.
This is what's offensive now.
You can't say steps, and it's steps to the park, because what if they're in a wheelchair? So
they said you can't say it's steps to the beach. And what happened was, because Black people obviously said, "Hey, we don't want master bedroom," which is that. And then people started being
slavery,
and then people started being "Oh, wait, there's other stuff." And I forget what there was a bunch of different shit that it was. You can't say this.
Say his and hers.
Yeah, you can't say his and hers bathroom.
You can say bathroom 1 and bathroom 2.
Yeah.
I mean, people need
Look,
to
dude, let him do whatever.
Steps to the park.
Let them do whatever they want. Change it all. I don't fucking care.
Jamie-Lynn, you ready? You ready? I don't want you to get too horned up.
Let him do it.
Hey, let us know when your nipples go erect.
I'm showing you this is my dating app picture.
It's Rob. For those of you just listening, it's Rob on a balcony with Vegas behind him with a sunset. His hair is like blowing a little bit in the wind.
There it is.
He's looking like,
all right, hold on, wait, I got more.
Not pensive, but content. There he is, hands in pocket, blurry though. Hat, jean jacket, love it. It's blurry, but I know the face.
Pop him
on. Oh, look at you. Where are you in this third picture?
Dude, you look
Europe.
You look 6'3" in that.
We got it.
Wow, so handsome.
All right, that's all right.
You definitely look over 6 foot in that photo.
That's right, boy, dude. And then I got one, Jamie. That's really it's a little sexy. Hold on.
Hell yeah.
Where is it?
We are in for a treat.
Jamie-Lynn.
Oh, where is this from? A wedding?
Well, it was when I got a tuxedo and I got it like custom.
Yeah.
Fit or whatever.
It's still blurry, but
the fact
you look like you were at like the Met Ball or something.
Yeah, son. I should have put the caption of like, "You'll never see me like this." Like I only show up in pajamas everywhere.
Except at your wedding.
Yeah,
wow.
Well, that was great. Great.
Well,
great
thank
segment.
you for sharing. I'm wondering what pictures I would put.
That's only $1 million
Probably me
camera.
in my PJ panties would be my cover photo.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
we got to get the cover of Maxim or whatever that nice one was.
Yeah.
The actual magazine photos, people go like, "Oh, this chick was on a magazine." That was
And you realize like obviously I'm scrolling through women all day and one I've seen a couple trans people, but by mistake like one dude popped in and you're like, wow, what a different thing this is for women, because like, in the girl stuff, it's all like nice and like kind of soft and like we're at the beach. And this dude had like a bottle of Hennessy up in the air. And it was just like, like he's trying to be like this alpha.
But he's looking for men?
No. I think he was looking for women and it was a mistake. Like, I think somehow he probably had too much of the Hennessy, and he was just like clicking buttons or whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw him because it was like, he was like, oh, well, my boot. Like he was talking about women.
Imagine he's like, I'm just not finding it.
Yeah.
What's up with that, dude? I had that picture of me with the Hennessy and everything.
Yeah. And but like, that's one of the other things, right? It's like some of the profiles you see, you're like, oh, this is pretty good. And then some of them you're like, what is this person think? Like, listen, girls, if you want to show a picture of you in the gym, that's great. Like, I get it. You're healthy. Awesome. Like, I love it. Cool. Yep. But maybe not like the heaviest lift you ever did. Like
your max.
You have like, I don't need to see you setting personal records. Like they have like knee braces on and they're like bright red in the face and like sweating. And it's like, this is like, oh yeah, let's go on a date. Like it's
some guys like that.
Someone's into that.
He's
Someone
trying to
out there
attract
likes that.
She's trying to attract a guy who's into that.
You know what? If that's being authentically her, then she's going to find that guy.
There are,
I don't want to see chalk on your hands. On a dating app.
No way, dude. Is there a lot of hiking photos?
Oh my God. Every fucking, here's the deal.
Probably.
These girls travel so much. I don't know how anyone's ever home. Like LA should just be a place of abandoned homes with no one in them, because these girls are like all they write. I want to go to 100 countries in 7 days. Like every single thing is like, I don't know. What do you love so much? Like not having all your stuff, like not knowing where to go get good food, not sleeping in your bed. Like
the first like 3 photos, like, oh, one's in Machu Picchu, the other's in Teotihuacan, the other one's in France. It's like, where do you live? Gardena. It's like, come on.
Does yours say doesn't like to travel?
No, because that would just be too much. I might as well say like I'm 5'2".
Yeah, you can't say that.
Yeah, but that's like the girl pushing her weight.
Don't like to travel. Don't eat puss.
Find your person.
No, again, they have to hang out with me a little before I throw the like. And that's the thing, right? Like I will travel. It's not like I'm not leaving LA, but I don't want to go like backpacking through Machu Picchu. Like that's no thanks ever.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, I don't like that. It's my nightmare.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as I see a girl in like Coachella, I'm like, no. Like, what would be some things, Jamie, if you saw while you were scrolling that you would be like instant no? Like if I see a girl in a fedora, I'm done. Like I'm just like, you're lost. You know, or like if she sticks her tongue out in more than one photo. Oh my God. When girls stick their tongue out.
When hot girls do that, like look how silly I am. It's the fucking, it's my pain.
You know what really bothers me? This
guys?
isn't on the dating thing. Yeah. It's like the TikTok faces.
Right.
Oh, show me.
TikTok,
show me.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Is this girl having it's so bizarre to me. I do not understand it. This is why I'm old. Like, what is happening? Why are people paying millions of dollars to this person to do dances with their hands and weird faces for 17 seconds?
Yeah. Don't get it twisted.
In a ring light.
I know how to have a good time, and I'm totally random.
You know what those girls look like? You know, when like a baby first discovers he has a hand, like it's like those girls are discovering they have a face. Like it's like, oh, look, I could close one eye and stick a tongue out and like make a face. It's like, yeah, we know it's a face. Like, you could tell like I have a different energy today than the last couple of weeks because I'm not getting laid anymore.
Yeah, hot girls trying to be hot is like
hunting, guys hunting. I don't want to
hot girls trying to be ugly. Hot girls trying to be ugly is like imagine like to the ugly people out. All you're doing is being like, I can be ugly, like, but it's a joke. Like,
yeah.
Like me,
you ever see someone who looks like this?
I'm so glad I'm not this way all the time. But look,
you ever see someone cross-eyed with a double chin?
Yeah.
Like, I watched 90 Day Fiance.
Next chick you swipe is that's just her. Like it's just a cross-eyed chick with a double chin, you know, and she's not putting that on. They can't be like, look at me be hot for a second. You know, that's
right. Look at me straighten my eyes out.
Yeah. Watch me uncross. Look how random I can be.
I'm gonna look through my phone while we're talking.
They do the Sharon Stone with their eyes. Basic Instinct.
Sharon Stone. You know what
they
would be my picture?
Let's see it, Jamie-Lynn. Oh yeah.
Oh, Jack. Oh yeah, I saw that photo.
Oh no! Whoops. Not that one.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna show us a picture of yourself.
Oh yeah. That
would be my picture. That's me. Like that's me, my dog. I don't have makeup. I'm in sweats. Like I'm nice. That would be my picture.
Hang on, let me throw some photos up.
This?
You should show the lacerations on your arm from your son and be like, oh, I'm just a mommy, you know?
Dude, welcome to boomers holding phones up to cameras. You know what I mean? The podcast. This is great.
Yeah, we'll send them to Gabby.
But do you think I get traction from that?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I would do
Jamie.
this one. How about this one?
Jamie, you look human. Of course you're gonna get traction. Jamie, you would get
Is that a penis?
It is.
Jamie,
that's so uncouth.
You would get every guy who would go by you would swipe yes if you had that picture of you with the dog.
Yeah, you just look like you were having a blast, you know.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Generally, when I come across people that are on boats, I go, oh, like, because
I'm gonna have to do that. You think?
Well, there's that. Like, I'm not. I get seasick easy.
Here's that photo you were talking about. I'm kind of doing it.
Yeah, but you're.
Yeah, you're kind of like different. In the moment being goofy. Like it doesn't feel like you're uncomfortable, and that's why you're doing it. Because that's what the other ones feel like.
Okay.
I can't get on board. Literally can't get on board with the boats. You know, I will get sick.
So that's a turn off for you.
All people do on boats is get. When I used to drink, boat was a good time because you just get hammered. You know, I would
the best.
You would drink
but
until
a boat
the
is like
went away.
A boat is like you don't go out. Most people don't go out on boats often. So I find boat pictures to be special pictures.
They're cool. And they look great. There's a lot of water. It's awesome. I always assume like you're just going deep sea fishing, but I got to realize that people are just kind of going out in the marina and just like hanging out. Like you went relatively close to shore.
We were in
the international waters.
Dude, lakes.
That was a lake. That was Lake Travis.
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting they just don't have the capabilities over there.
You know what I watched that was great? The Pink documentary.
Oh yeah, you told us last week.
I did. Oh, I'm such an asshole. Yeah.
You have a lot going on, Jamie-Lynn.
You know what I really want to watch though is
Ted Lasso?
The Housewife and the.
I watched it.
Was it great? What's it called? The Housewife and the.
Okay,
Hoodlum?
so we got to unpack. So, guys, even if you don't like Real Housewives, this is fucking incredible. Like, it's the craziest shit ever. So don't think like, oh, they're talking about Housewives. This is not about that. There's a woman who is on the Real Housewives, and she's married to this guy who
was like 40 years older than her, by the way.
Yeah, he's a very old man, and I guess he was the attorney for the Erin Brockovich case that got her like $350
He's a
million.
big attorney for class action lawsuits.
Right. And like he would, but I think if I got it correctly from the thing that made him big was the Erin Brockovich thing. So once people wanted to go like against the man or whatever, they would go to him because they were like, oh, this guy did the fucking Erin Brockovich thing. And he started like, there would be like a plane crash or a gas explosion. And he would be the guy that people would call. So what happened was, again, I'm an idiot. So when you're listening to this, bear with me. I don't need like fact checkers who are like, no, it's really this. When you get a settlement, it goes into an account and then a trust. The lawyer is allowed to take his percentage, whatever that is. And he's not allowed to touch the person's percentage of the money. But what he would do is he would reach out to these people and go, listen, and by the way, this is all allegedly. I'm just repeating what I saw on TV. Don't fucking sue me, guy. What he would do is he would go to that fund and he would call them up and go, listen, I see you're getting like $80 million for this settlement. You're broke and I'm rich. So let me tell you what you're supposed to do with money. You're supposed to invest in stuff. I've made this much investing. This. If you want, I could invest it for you. And they would go, okay. So he started just taking the money and spending it, like hanging out, like doing whatever. And he says, like on his deposition, they have it on video. And he's like, yeah, I had like $80 million in cash. He's like, it's all gone. Like whatever. I don't know. And if you look, this woman who's on the Housewives, he spends all this money on his young, hot wife. And like, she has the most extravagant lifestyle. Jamie, can you describe?
Oh yeah. He had like a $30 million account just for her, like EJ Global. So Erica Jane, that's her alter ego. And she is this exotic, erotic, mainly for, I would say, like, it's like the gay clubs and game, like club music, but like I'm being naughty and like leather chaps. Like it was like her alter ego. It was how she felt creative and how she felt. It was her performance art. And it was, she blew up after she was on Housewives when it got really out there and people loved it because it was like this crazy story. She was, I think, a stripper in Jersey cocktail waitress at a strip club and met him and they
at
fell
a strip
in love.
Club right next to the Bada Bing.
That's right.
The strip club, literally like right next to it.
Yeah.
She was a dancer, whatever. And like her songs were like, it's expensive to be me. And like, I'm fucking rich. Like literally like just her.
Yeah. She sounds great.
Crawling around on money and and by the way, while she's doing that, the people who were in like gas explosions and have burns on 90% of their body and this are like, can't get their money from the old man. And the old man's like spending it on and her doing like music videos.
And this guy's in jail now.
Not yet.
He has Alzheimer's, they're saying.
He's living in a mansion.
House arrest. He's living in the mansion. His brother is a conservator and he has Alzheimer's.
I don't think you need to watch the show, Jamie. You know everything that they said.
No, I still wanted to see.
No, you do.
Housewife and the Hustler. It's so good.
Yeah. Oh my God. This fucking, it's really, I mean, the story is better than the documentary because the documentary follows a lot of like the people and the horrible things that happened to them and the fires they were in and the plane crashes. And it was like, she's taking money from, and again, allegedly, this is what they said on this documentary, that he was taking money from the victims who lost their mother or lost their wife or that like widowed people. And he would be like, oh, just don't worry. I'm going to help you out. And then he would like spend all the money on his like girlfriend's Givenchy.
Whoa. What's that?
How about that, bro? I lived in Vegas.
Dude,
I know about
Mustache
that
Rob knows stuff, dude.
I know about that.
You know
bro.
stuff.
So are you ready to get back out there, Rob?
I don't want to, but it's like I'm ready to get where me and her were before shit got bad. Like I really enjoyed that. But like the whole like having to fucking tell my story and like and learn about somebody this and like
you want to go like 2 to 4 weeks in a relationship.
Are you guys talking at all?
We finally had like contact again, kind of. Yeah. But
how did it start? Who started it?
Well, she said it's a lot. It was like she, after it ended, like she was, had things going on in her family. I'm like, oh, is everything okay with this? And she's like, yeah, how are you? And blah, blah, blah. And then like 2 days later, she's like, listen, if you want to go our separate ways, like I need space and whatever. And I was like, oh, totally. Like, I totally understand that. So I left her alone. And after like 7 days of not talking, she reached out to me and was like, hey, what's up? Like kind of talking again or whatever. I don't know. Like, again, I don't want to reveal stuff that like she says. Sure. So it's like a weird thing to get into. But yeah, I just think it's like, it's like my brain says like, no, get out of there. Like whatever. Like my heart and my penis say different, You
miss her a little.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I had no one in my apartment for 3 years. Yeah. I miss, it was nice to have her there. And like, there are things that like I'll open up the drawer and see something of hers, or like, she gave me like flowers that would be around my apartment, or did like she was very sweet. She's fun. She's like the first, I talked about some bad stuff on this podcast. Like the first 5 weeks were unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were having a blast.
Yeah.
This part's always awkward right after, a relationship where it's like, you still
the worst,
like the person. And then like, but you also kind of feel like you got to probably figure it out with someone else. And it's like, it's just, it's tough to, what am I crying? It's tough to stop and start all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
And that's the thing, like,
swiping is fun, but then like eventually got to meet someone. And then it's like, oh,
and it's weird how many girls say on their profile, like, I'm not looking for a
hookup.
No. What's the thing? Like a pen pal. Like I'm not looking for a pen pal. So I guess a lot of guys just like chat.
Want to text.
Yeah. And just like have somebody, it's probably like strokes their ego, of like, I'm talking to fucking 20 girls on it.
Yeah, I can, I remember like having a bunch of conversations and like out of like, just say you have 10 conversations and like maybe one of them matriculates into something, it's like a lot of time. It just takes a lot of time, that whole thing. The part with swiping and seeing who likes you and like potentially getting excited about someone, that part's fun. But then like there's like a reality to it all that's oftentimes not as great as you pictured it to be,
What makes me swipe the fastest is when a girl's like
swipe right,
swipe yes. No, whatever
swipe
way no is
left.
Obviously if right is yes, right.
It would be the left.
If a girl's like, I want somebody driven who from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed is thinking about their goals, and I'm like, boop, like they could be the hottest chick ever. And I'm like, I can't fake for 1 hour that I'm some guy who wakes up like, oh, gotta get my nose to the iron. What do they say?
To the grindstone?
Yeah. I gotta buckle down, buckle up, buttercup. Yeah. Like I just, it's so not me. Like, I'm like, oh, I gotta do something.
Yeah, dude, like it's okay to write on your profile, like, I like to do one thing a day, then come home, have dinner, watch some TV. Like that would be like, oh, that's what's up. Like, I want to go out, like I gotta go to work. Maybe I'll go to Ralph's afterwards to get some groceries, but then I'm gonna come home and I kind of want to just unwind and like chill and watch TV.
Yeah. Like I want a slow life. Like I see people jumping out of airplanes and like their cheeks are flapping. I'm like, oh my God, that's the opposite. I want to see someone melted on a couch.
They all look like dogs hanging their heads out a car window.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. Just be, dude. I think more people should do that. More people should just be honest with like, I'm okay with what I got going, and I'm not trying to take over the world. I'm not trying to become the biggest this. I'm not trying to do the biggest that, it's like 1 out of 1 million of those people end up being someone. The rest just end up being disappointed in their failures.
And then there's some girls that I see where I'm like, man, you're so hot, but I would love to like not go on a date with you, but maybe have you on the podcast. Cause you just seem like interesting, or like I'd love to talk to you, but you can't do that. Like I remember there was one girl who was
You
like,
should do that.
It was like, what's my special
That'd be
talent?
a great podcast, by the way.
Yeah, like, hey, I saw you on the dating app. Let's talk about how much we hate like that we can't find dates. And then that's how you find your chick. Oh man, boom.
Bring them on.
That should be your other podcast, Rob, is just talking to girls you were meeting on these dating apps.
Yeah, but I mean, they'd be so let down when I matched with them and then said, hey.
Look at Jamie being backlit right now. Like fucking God is just like whispering on her shoulder.
But I remember one girl,
angelic.
One girl, it said like my special talent. And she was like, I could remember every word to every song I've ever heard. I was like, that's sick.
Oh, it's like, oh, that's cool. Like you're on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Rob wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But we're all a little bit on the spectrum.
But again, her next picture was her like deadlifting 345 pounds. You know,
she's got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
A lot of talent.
Yeah.
What if having like
we could go
chick
out,
that's also a personal trainer that can spot you.
We could go out drinking, and then when we're done, she could throw the keg over the rest of it.
Damn, dude. You need help moving that potted plant, honey? No, I got it. Just
yeah.
Two big guys.
She shows up to the first date with a refrigerator on her back.
Jesus.
You guys.
Dude. Bumble's where it's at, dude.
Yeah. I want people to email us what like the craziest thing someone ever said to them on a dating app to open up. Because like, and again, I'm not trying to be like, oh, me and Custom are famous, but like I feel like even when you have a little bit of fame, you can't like go out there being like a dick or saying anything crazy. So like I've never said anything crazy on a dating app, but I talked about this on Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend podcast that I did. I have had girls curse me out for using AJ Soprano's picture. Like they're like, you fucking loser, like use your own pictures, like da da da. Like,
so aggressive.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's, you know.
Can you imagine like if they found out that it was really you, they would just kick themselves. So.
Well, I've also had girls like playfully be like, that's not really you, but like more, it's like I've had a couple of girls who are like,
and then what do you say?
Fucking loser. Oh, I'm like,
yeah, they'd expect you to be on like Raya.
It's like the Bong Show. Like I just get them out of there. You know, I have somebody come take them with a cane and they hook them by their neck and get them out. Again, this is what I said to Allison Rosen is like, even if they were hot, I wouldn't want the opening of our like romance to be them calling me a fucking loser. You know?
Yeah, no.
Like, oh, how'd you guys meet? Like, oh, she called me a loser on fucking what is it called? Hinge.
Yeah, we'll send in your the craziest things that people have said to you on your dating apps. askpajamapants@gmail.com. We read your emails on the show, and I have some emails here that we can go through if you want.
Yeah.
I miss being not getting sex, Rob, and fucking coming on here and firing off. Dude, I miss it, man.
You've just been cummed out for a few weeks, and
so cummed out.
Just like that picture I sent you, you're like that old weed ad where you're that deflated girl on the couch.
Yeah, my apartment floor looks like
That's me every night.
Like I walk around with a candelabra everywhere I go. There's just drips of fucking cum everywhere, dude. It was quite a month, man.
Good, man. Well, look, you gotta grow the reserves a little bit before you head back out there.
Mm-hmm. And I did say to her too, like I was like, I do want to thank you for like, you know, it could have been like coming off of not having sex for 3 years. It could have gone bad,
very bad,
or like and
yeah, you seemed to really click with her physically.
We really did. Like it was just right.
It's hard to let go of that sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
That can make up for a lot of other stuff.
And that's the thing. We haven't seen each other in 2 weeks. And like there kind of was talk about like, let's see each other in this. I'm like, no, because right now this is the easiest it's going to be to end this, right? Because if we see each other, it's like starting that thing all over again.
I know all about it, brother.
Oh yeah,
stop and the start.
She asked me to buy a $1.2 million house with her, and I just said, "Listen,
that's 2.5.
$2.5 million.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Cass. Oh my God, are you serious?
$2.5 million house, 100 yards away from one of the biggest homeless encampments in Venice Beach.
Jeez.
So cool. Anyways, here's some emails.
Wow. And you guys, let's move on. It's really unreal.
No one believes me when I say I'm just like, dude, you do some crazy things for love. This one is called the subject, Rob's butt problems.
Oh,
First, I love you all so much. I really enjoy the podcast and Rob's connection with the main mommies, Tom and Tina. Note for Rob, Preparation H makes a hemorrhoid wipe similar to a baby wipe, but with witch hazel, so it's super calming and cooling on your inflamed parts. Try it out. It doesn't smear on your PJ zipper pocket pants. That's a callback to Rob's experience with Preparation H and the stains it left on his.
Yeah, thanks, Heather.
One of our finest pods that we've done.
Do you not enjoy when we talk about farts?
Love it. No.
I feel like you've been shading it lately. Like you, every time we talk about it, you're like, oh, we can't get through it.
Well, I'm guilty.
Let's talk about it.
I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty. I do talk about it, but we do talk about it a lot. We talk about farts and poops, and it's fine. I like it.
Poopies.
Thank you, Jamie. This is like poopies. Exactly. It's a.
What's your favorite thing to talk about on the pod, Jamie-Lynn?
So golden, dude. It's golden.
Like your dating stuff. I like hearing. Like I don't know because
you
it's
like to
so
live vicariously through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's so like that's not. I don't talk about that at all in my life. Like
and imagine
at other time.
If I could really get into it, you wouldn't be able to eat your fried rice because it's there's just stuff that because again it's like there's two sides to a story, so I can't be like I can't tell her stuff or how she saw stuff or this. So there's a lot of stuff that like I don't feel right saying or whatever. It's nothing that I really hold back because I'm like I don't want.
You've been very respectful.
Yeah, I try.
This one's called Fandom. Hi guys, I'm from Long Island and graduated college last year during the lockdown.
Congrats.
From what I hear on the show, it's clear that most listeners have found the pod because of Jamie and Rob being on The Sopranos. I had the opposite experience of most listeners where I tuned in for Cassim and got to know Jamie and Rob through the pod. Well, that's great too. I just wanted Cassim to know I grew up watching him on YouTube and have never seen an episode of The Sopranos. Good for you, pal. I found the pod during the lockdown as I was watching some of Cassim's old California On videos, but I'd noticed the series had slowly disappeared from YouTube. I wanted to find out what he was up to now. Much of Cassim's comedy in those videos consisted of things that he probably would not be able to get away with today. This made them all the more worth revisiting. My question is, when and why did you decide to stop making YouTube videos? But I didn't pre-screen these, by the way, but thanks for the email. I think I answered that on another pod. Then thanks, Bradley. I took them all down because they're just not, they're not like of the times, and I really appreciate anyone that like watched those older videos and got a laugh. And I also want to be able to be the type of person who can like grow up a little bit, because when I started those things, I was in my early to mid 20s and I'm going to be 38 this year. And so things change, society changes, what's right and wrong, what our ideas of like being, politically correct change. So yeah. And then also I want to have kids one day and I don't necessarily know if I want my daughters to like be able to look up me, like talking to porn stars or whatever. It's like,
right.
I think it's fine. I'm super happy. It got me to where I was. I wouldn't be where I'm at now making this pod, working at G4 if I hadn't done all that stuff. But I have to admit that like a lot of that stuff, just like, it's just what, like some stuff I said just wasn't cool. And it wasn't like, that, wasn't being as politically correct, but everything was different.
Don't feel like it represents who you are today.
Thank you. Doesn't represent who I am today. But I appreciate all of it. I don't turn my back to it. It was there. I left it up. There's some of it. It's still there. It's who I was at that time. And now, this is me.
As Chris Harrison would say, it wasn't cool in 2021 or it wasn't cool in 2018.
Yeah.
Or when you did
rest in peace, our boy, Chris
2006.
Harrison.
Yeah. Chris Harrison's.
Dude, I started watching the new Bachelorette. I don't know if you guys, I didn't even know a new season. I've become so
They did
detached.
very little promotion, or I just don't watch television.
No, there is a little bit of both.
Chris Harrison's gone. That's why. Jamie was a huge fan.
I like Chris Harrison.
Everyone did.
Right? I like Chris Harrison
because he just blended into the house in the house. Like he would come out of the wallpaper.
Yeah.
I also am okay with them like having newer hosts. I really don't give a shit that much, you know. I would say having two hosts. I like the idea of like one host that like anchors it. It seems like the hosts now are getting into the bits.
Oh,
With
really?
the Bachelorette, like, yeah, they're doing little things like, oh, we're gonna come up and like surprise him, and like, you know, it's fine, it's okay. So far, the season's it's 2 episodes in. It doesn't seem to be anything like it's just the same.
How's
It's just
she, the
same
girl?
old thing.
How's the girl?
She's fine. Everything was just fine. She's the dildo girl from last season. And
Yeah, shocking.
When is G4 coming out? When are you going to be? When is G4?
We don't have an official launch date, but we are making content every week on G4's Twitch and YouTube channel. Thank you so much for asking.
Here's the deal. Here's another thing, right? Like, there are just such fucking double standards with shit of like, oh, everybody's putting height on there, and like, I don't get shit for I don't get dates because I'm fucking short. Why don't they put weight on there? Oh, God forbid. Oh, how could you? You know, it would be such a like, oh, meanwhile, you could change your weight. I'm born. I can't change my height. You could you could lose weight.
Right.
It depends on what, Emily. God damn it.
Well, a 150 on a 5'10" person is different than 150 on a 5'2".
Okay. And 5'7" on a guy who was on the best TV show of all time. All time. Voted international votes.
That's right.
The votes were counted.
Okay, they counted them, and Breaking Bad was close, but just didn't get there.
Yeah. So
Game of Thrones had a chance, but blew it.
You should be able to rate like, I've been told I have big dick energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are things that are like important to know.
I don't have big dick energy though.
Do you know what big dick energy is?
Yeah.
I have an idea of what it is.
It's Pete Davidson.
You know who has big dick energy?
Pete Davidson.
Jack, my son.
Oh, well, he has Hulk energy. He just has like, I'm going to smash everything. But listen to this.
He has big dick energy at 3 years old. And he also has like a hammer. He has.
He just has big dick existence.
That's what I mean. Like, it made me think about it. Because I said to Cutter, because he was in the bathtub and he was like screaming that he had an erection. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, that is big.
What does he have?
Cutter started a hammer.
if Jack's dick is already bigger than mine, I'm fucking done, dude.
So I said to Cutter, I was like,
seen it. You've seen it.
No, I don't fucking.
He's like rubbed it on you.
I've never seen it hard.
I said to Cutter, I was like, oh my God, that's so big. Like, oh. And
he's like, yeah, it is, mommy.
Like, yeah, Jamie, like he's got a hammer. And I was like, thought about it later. And I said to him, when we got in bed, I was like, you know what's so weird? Jack has big dick energy.
Jesus.
He does. It's so like, are you just born with it? You can't learn that shit.
Look, this is what
I think guys fake it all the time. There's dudes who totally fake that shit. There's a guy
try
because I love like Barstool Sports, and there's a guy who they have video of 10 years ago who's like, you know, like they basically say they're like, we made this guy a human, like, you know, like he was just walking around eating like, I remember there's a picture of him eating like spaghetti with drinking like an orange Gatorade, you know, and it's like, what do you? That's not even something a human does. Like you don't.
It's too much orange and red on the face.
Yeah. Oh.
And
think of the staining.
Yeah. So
what is big dick? Okay, so the way you describe it, Jamie, it's like Bam Bam from the Flintstones. Like,
no, that's what it is in a 3-year-old body. But I think on a grown-up big dick energy, you just walk in and you just you take up space. You unapologetically take up space in that room. You claim your space. You claim your power. You claim your place.
Dude, that's not me. I walk into a room. I'm trying to find like, you know, I'm trying to make as little of waves as possible.
But how is big dick energy different than just alpha? What people have been saying fucking forever.
Well, because I don't know. Actually, alpha's the one that's like the leader. I think you could still have big dick energy and not be the head.
Here's what I want it to be. I want it to be just somebody who's very comfortable in their own skin, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have to walk into a room and light it up, but maybe just somebody who's like not afraid to eat spaghetti and drink an orange Gatorade. And like, if their face turns orange, then their face is orange and they don't care. And they're like, it's cool with it. And like,
oh no, that's like
Bill Murray.
That's like preschool energy.
Yeah. That's like, he needs a nap time energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleeping on a cot energy.
I think there's like, I like to think that there's a sort of masculinity in being very comfortable in like who you are, regardless of like, if you're just like, you know, magnanimous or, you know.
Yeah. See, that's what I like. That's like Cutter is. Cutter walks into a room and he is not needing everybody to notice him by any means, but like.
That's big dick energy to me.
Me too.
Yeah. Because then I go like, oh, that guy he doesn't need anything. He's
that's
not
so
looking
much more
for
attractive
anything.
to me.
He's like in and out of the room. He's not like, some guys really like are sizing people up. You know, when I was talking about when I met a whole bunch of people, I organized them by height. Like I'm essentially sizing people up, you know, and a guy with big dick energy would walk in and just be like, nice to meet everyone. Like, hey, I'm this, great to meet you. Doesn't matter how tall you are.
He doesn't make a bunch of 35-year-olds stand in size order at dinner.
No. It was a good experiment though. All right, here's another email.
But Kasim does have a confidence about him, you know? Kasim has
to a fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, that maybe you shouldn't, some would say. You know?
Some would say tone it down.
No, it's great.
Remember where you came from. This one's from Uriah. It says, loving the pod and a question. Hi, all semi-new fan of the pod. Well, welcome. Took a while to get into because although I've been a Kasim G fan, dude, these guys are in here, man. Been a Kasim G fan since his pre-maker days. I always thought PJP was a Sopranos pod. And since I never saw Sopranos, I thought the pod wouldn't be that interesting. I was wrong. That's great to hear. That's like one of the best compliments I think we get is like,
yeah.
Whoa, you're getting some big dick energy right now.
Thank you. We're not a Sopranos pod. And we're like, we love that about us. Although we have two people from the most iconic TV show.
If people just watch this show, they're going to be like, oh my God.
Yeah, these people are really up there on
They say that all the time.
I just got done with episode 91 where you mentioned to viewers to go listen to the 16 audio only shows, which started it all. I binged all the audio and video shows since I became a fan. And I have to agree, the audio only shows are great. And I finally learned where the references to standing, wiping, and pregnant black women emoji came from. Question for Kansas guy in episode 61. You talked to Christopher Marquette and he offered to take you to meet aliens. Have you done that yet? Maybe you talked about it on your other podcast, which is also amazing. And I just missed it. Thanks for all the great laughs. Keep it up. New pod coming out, by the way.
Funny guy.
No, me and Chris have not, but me and Chris Marquette, who was a guest on the pod, I don't know how many ago, but it was definitely during the YouTube
I think it says
days.
F61.
Oh, great. Thanks for reading. We have been sharing back and forth a lot of the UFO stuff that's been happening in the news, but yeah, he hasn't taken me to go meet the aliens yet. So close. We're on the verge of it. And I'd love to talk to you guys about it whenever you guys are open to it.
Jamie-Lynn is whenever Jamie-Lynn is ready.
Next week.
No problem. Yeah, I'll bring,
you know what we have to ask?
I got a bunch of stuff ready to.
What we got to ask the fans about is so we recorded a bunch of vlog stuff and then, there were stuff with Corona and we were changing studios, and we didn't have the opportunity to get it out. So we want to know to people, like, if we clearly show vlog stuff, that's like 4 months, like the video is 4 months dated. Do you guys care? Like, should we just not bother editing it now and making these vlogs again, or should we do more vlogs? Let us know what we should do.
Or what we could do is like, let us know if you want the old stuff, or we could just like me and you shoot some newer stuff and then just put it all together.
Well, we have a bunch of, so we have stuff that like,
did you ever put out the San Diego stuff?
We didn't do anything really in San Diego because we did it on Instagram Live, but we we have stuff from your house, like Super Bowl.
Yeah. Rock Talk was like a IG. That was on Instagram. Rock Talk with Rob and Cass.
Was it live?
No, we didn't do live. We should have though. That's coming soon as well. Rock Talk.
Coming back?
Oh,
great.
We're going to go back to San Diego. We have to.
I
think you have to.
We're going to go to San Diego, and then we're going to go to Austin, Texas. Yeah, I'm on a millipede catching tour.
They're gone. They're gone. They're gone.
Oh, thank God.
Jamie-Lee, I want to know from both of you guys, actually, do you guys have any crazy like bachelor or bachelorette party stories? Like, what's the craziest thing you've seen at a bachelor party or a bachelorette party?
No, I
nothing?
don't. I haven't gone on many, to be honest.
Really?
My group of friends wasn't really like a bachelorette group. We didn't do that.
Can I ask you about women's bachelorette parties?
Sure.
How many have you been to?
That's kind of what I was just doing.
Yeah. But I want to ask about
4.
Did you have strippers come?
We went to Chippendales.
For one of them.
The rescue.
And then another one, we had a female stripper come and like teach us moves.
Oh, well, that's a fun spin on it.
Yeah.
Is the consensus with girl bachelorette parties that you guys are just going to have a good time and it's not really going to involve, you guys aren't going to get into like trouble?
Yeah. And
then, but like, do you guys sit around and worry about the men getting into trouble?
No, but also very rarely have I been on one where the guy is on one simultaneously. I feel like that's just like in the movies. Like usually people have to like schedule stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Have you been into a lot of bachelor?
Well, I lived in Vegas for a while, so I've seen the craziest of the crazy
So
shit.
what is your crazies that you've seen?
Well, one time, like most of the bachelor parties that I went to, like I went to Ron's bachelor party and we didn't do anything, crazy. It was very like a guy who was, about to get married. Like, we just went to a football game and it was that kind of thing. But then I won't say names, but I've been to bachelor party. I went to a bachelor party in Vegas so I show up. The guy had the nicest suite in I don't even want to say the fucking hotel, but like arguably one of the nicest or like top 3 hotels in Vegas. And he had like the top floor where it was all windows. So you just saw like the Vegas Strip everywhere. There was a buffet. There's a bartender, like you're
like from The Hangover.
Nicer. It was nicer.
Okay.
And like where, so the like now it's just like 24 dudes, and I happen to know like 15 of them from New York. So like we're all laughing this and the bartenders, and it started kind of early because there's food and shit. And now the drinks start flowing and everything. And now I take some ecstasy and we're fucking hanging. And the plan is to like go out on this. And then the person who I don't even want to say who it was, who was planning it for how he was related to him, but the person who was planning the bachelor party goes, "Oh, I have a surprise for everyone." And he opens the door to the hotel room and 4 lovely ladies walk in with 2 security guards. And the security guards go to the living room of the hotel and they start moving all the tables and chairs and everything, creating like a giant circle in the middle. And there was like one of those white, like fluffy carpets, like
a shag carpet.
And these 4 girls just fucking, they have bags with toys and they just start going to town. And I'm
on each other.
Yeah. And I'm wasted on ecstasy. I don't want to say anything, but I think sometimes there's if a gentleman would like to propose something to her, she might be willing to do something to him. I don't really know. But it was like, because what happened was they were doing stuff for so long that like, obviously the first 10 minutes, it's like, oh, and you're focused. But then it kind of came like, so where do you think we should go later? And like, you're talking to someone just like hanging out, but then in your peripheral vision, there was women like with strap-ons fucking the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was,
I don't
know if I've told this story, but did I tell the story about the porn tour I went on? About how like they put us all on a bus and then the idea was they wanted me to like shoot it for like YouTube. I don't know how this is ever going to work, but like the idea was a bunch of people get on a party bus. A bunch of guys are drinking. On this bus, there are 2 porn girls who do porn stars is questionable. And then they drive you around. One stop is like to like a hustler store or something where like you buy them lingerie or whatever. Cool.
What a sucker.
And then you get on the bus, keep drinking. And then they take you to a warehouse in Chatsworth where they film a scene,
Awesome.
sex scene.
Yeah.
Not awesome.
Hell
Here's
no.
why.
Hell no, dude.
Hell no, dude. They have, imagine like 15 guys who are all like, this was like supposed to be like a 3-4 hour thing. By the time we got to the warehouse, it was like 6 hours later. And I don't know why.
All you did was buy her a bra. Like, what happened? I understand.
It was just like a lot of like stopping and I don't know. We stopped on a couple other places.
Taking off and putting on bras. It takes a long time.
It does.
It's hard to
find the right fit.
And since we were filming, there were guys who didn't want to be recognized on camera. So there's just a bunch of dudes in like, I don't know, what's that dance? What's that dance group? Like the Jabberwockies? They just
my
in
God.
like Jabberwockies masks and like eyes wide shut shit. And there's a bunch of guys standing in masks in this warehouse. And then
did you get fucked by a dude?
No, man. If that would have been my way out, I would have taken it because we were like trapped in there because they had to film this scene because there was like, apparently they make their own videos of all this and then they sell it to people after, but they had to make the scene and this guy was fucking this chick and it was going on and on and on. And it was just like what you said, where we were just like, dude, like, this is like, I'm starving. I don't have my car. Like, and it was so painful. And the guy's like, one of the guys running it's like, all right, dude, we're going to need you to pop soon. And he's like, I can't, everyone's staring at me. Oh. And he was like pissed off. And he was pissed we were even there. And we were like, we didn't want to be there. He didn't want to be there. This chick was just getting railed. Like, it was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever been a part of. And then like, by the time we got back, it was like an 8-hour day. And none of the footage I had was like, not only did I not want to promote it, none of it could have ever gone on YouTube. It just would have been one giant black box, over the whole thing.
It was crazy when there's girls like 69ing and squirting and you're like talking to your friend, like, oh, did I leave my oven on? Yeah. Like, like, like you're back in, because it's so crazy for like, 5-10 minutes.
It gets old very fast.
Yeah. Or not even like, hey, I don't want this going on anymore, but more so like, all right, there's got to be like, I'm not doing it. It's like, It's like if you just sat there watching porn all day, like eventually you're like, oh, okay. Right. Like and then when there's fucking 20 dudes around in a hotel room, you're not like, oh, well, I'm going to jerk off or bust a nut right here. So you just kind of like,
can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't get a boner. And meanwhile, I'm like a few feet away from this other guy who has a boner. You know what I mean? It's like very weird. I've never been that close to a guy with a boner. And like,
you ever saw Jack take a bath?
Damn, dude.
You been in my house at bath time?
Jack is a carpenter. He's got
a hammer.
Jackaroni.
Yeah. He's a judge. He's got that hammer, babe.
He's the
I'm going to hell for talking about.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. We've gotten sexual with your kids in the last couple pods, and trust me, I think
what
love it.
In the last couple of pods.
Yeah, didn't we say something last pod about getting snipped, getting your boys done? Yeah, I knew this would happen too. A couple people in the comments are like, that you don't do that anymore. You don't circumcise. There's that whole group of people out there that think it's child abuse.
Who should people, you said that you wanted to talk about who people should be following on OnlyFans. Do you have someone you want to throw out there?
Shit. Well, there's one girl that gave me a lifetime pass to her OnlyFans, and she listens to the pod.
Happy I brought this up.
Well, yeah, no, that's great. I'll get her information here in a second if you want to hold.
Yeah, oh my God, how great would it be to have her on and ask her fucking OnlyFans questions?
Yeah,
she's super nice. I check in on her OnlyFans time to time.
Jamie, you know what I've realized?
What?
When I do the dating app, and like I probably smoke weed twice a week or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other night I was doing the dating app stoned, and I realized I was like, oh, I feel really bad. Like, I guess being stoned makes you like more compassionate or whatever. But like, I just like flipping through 30 girls' faces and being like, nah. Like after
it like
a few,
did
I was
something
like,
to your soul.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this isn't nice. Like, you know, and then
That's
as soon as
how I
I'm,
would feel.
yeah, as soon as I'm sober Rob again, I'm like, nah, like no problem, you know. What are we? Oh wow, okay. So she might be listening right now.
She might be listening. Her name is Bunny Dearest at Bunny Dearest on OnlyFans. DEEREST. She is a big fan of the pod. She is a full-time OnlyFanner, and she's now. Let me describe her. She's a white tatted. So if you're like white tatted girls that have got an ample bosom and
Jamie-Lynn,
booty.
this you could be her, or however it goes. One of you, she could be you could be her protege. She could,
For sure.
She could get you on OnlyFans, Jamie. You could be a full-time OnlyFan.
There's a lot of money to be made out there. Oh, and also shout out to my pal and a lot of people that watch my videos know April O'Neil from Comic-Con. She was one of my friends that I would interview every year at Comic-Con. She's got an OnlyFans at April O'Neil. No, it's It's April. Sorry.
All right.
She and I don't look dissimilar. Okay, but she is a much more attractive.
What?
People say that we could be brother or sister. That's not a good way to advertise it. She's very.
She just lost subscribers.
Sorry about that, April. Those are two people you guys can follow, and you can tell them PJ Pants sent you. Bunny Dearest and Hey, It's April. Okay, that was a real cool thing you just did.
Really?
That was really nice of you.
I'm trying.
Sex work.
You got
work,
something?
people.
Hold on here. This is cute for the pod. He has something on his nose. Just helping him. Helping you. I'm just helping you.
Thanks. Man.
Anything else? Anything else I could do, babe?
Well, we're coming up on the towards the end of the pod here. I just want to let people know that you can email us at askpajamapants@gmail.com. No ads this week, we'll have you know. So we don't know what the fuck is going on. Hopefully we'll be here next week. We've got a subreddit, r/Pajama Pants Podcast. Our Instagram is just blowing up. I got to do a better job. I just it's like I'm bad at Instagram on my own and like let alone on ours, but I do spend more time on our Instagram. So if you send us a message or you haven't gotten the response or like I haven't reached out or like retweeted or regrammed something that you sent us, please don't take offense. We go through it. Rob used to go through them on his ride home from the pod. Since there's not really a ride home anymore, we don't have that opportunity. But
after this episode, I'll go through for 10 minutes and see if there's anything.
Look at that. You could follow us on @Pajama Pants Podcast on Instagram. Jamie's got an Instagram where she just posted some terrific photos of her new home renovation.
Just the outside.
How's that going?
The inside's a mess, but the outside is amazing. And that's thank God, because it's where we live every day.
Yeah.
There's so much dust. I was thinking about the other day, even though we like sealed off rooms and areas, like I know we're just breathing in so much terrible stuff right now.
Are the boys happy though?
Yeah. Yeah. Bo's really getting in a groove here. He's happy. Jack started his new school and he seems to like it.
Pee-pee
they're
update?
happy.
No pee-pee change?
Does that
I'm going to bore you. No, he's still doing the pull-up thing. Basically, he did it at school, but then with me, we'll only do the pull-up.
Oh, he's got social pressure at school.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So I'm not pressuring him at home because I have to deal with the wrath. Even though at school they're like, make sure you continue at home, and then when he comes home, he's like, no. So I'm just gonna hope that he just does it so many times at school that then he'll like not care about like
what a saga
having it. Seriously,
that P4 is a real thing, babe. That PP pressure, PP peer pressure.
It's P to the foe.
P to the foe.
Hey man, I got that kid make that PP. Yeah.
Cass was on G4. Jack's on P4. All right, are we done with the pod, babe?
Yeah, we're all set. We got a Twitter. Yeah, shout out Gabby. We haven't seen you in a while, Gabs.
Love you, Gabby.
Tragedy.
We miss you,
Gabby.
We love you. Me and Rob are single, and we've never been more lonely. So anytime you want to come by,
I'm fine.
We got to get Gabby on the pod to zoom in maybe and get her on. What do you say? Yeah, let's give Gabby some love in the comments, or not. Who fucking cares?
I thought Jamie should fly back. We should throw her a little party, a little shindig.
Want to see Jamie. I would love to see Jamie one of these days.
We know I'm supposed to come to LA for one day.
What are we supposed to do with that?
I know. I'm landing at 9 a.m.
Why don't you stay for like an extra day?
Because I can't right now. Because it's Father's Day on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Cutter takes Father's Day really to heart.
I can't leave him alone with the kids on Father's Day. Like,
that's the name of the day.
That's what it's all about, dude.
Yeah.
Let him be a father.
You're supposed to get a break.
No.
Like he should go play golf.
You telling him you're giving him a break from you.
Flying with the kids, dude. I got a guest bedroom. Could put you guys up.
Boom.
Sweet.
I got a toilet for Jack for him to lay that hammer down on.
Yeah.
Shit, that's gross.
He's really into, designing players on his video games. Like he gets down to like the stitch color on the glove. Like he does every option. He goes through like their mood, their appearance. And
I love that.
He was showing me he's like, you gotta just come see my latest player, Mom. I was like, great. What is it? I looked at the name White Hammer.
He's got the best, dude. He's got the best mind. He's gonna write a comic book one day. I'm telling you, that's like
some of the names are amazing.
He's got great names, and he comes up with them so fast.
Max Marcotte.
When we would play Pictionary, what would he name us? The LA, not Thunderbolts, something crazy though.
Crazy.
He had all these crazy names.
He has a big imagination.
Yeah, we miss him. I miss those kids.
White Hammer.
Starting to figure out what they look like.
Jack did say, we've talked about Rob enough in life, so I think he's fine. But the other day in the car, out of nowhere, he goes, "Hey, Mom, remember Kasim?"
Dude, you know how many people utter that same phrase? It's a very common.
And he goes, no, refresh.
Well, he's so cute. He must have been thinking about you, like in his little car seat.
We got to FaceTime him or something. I'd love to.
Yeah, you do. You do.
That's on me. All right. Well, thanks for coming and joining us, guys. We'll see you in the next episode.